What inspires a man? What does he live for?
Good swing.
In Ann Arbor, Michigan, Tim Lang has found his answers. His story begins on the other side of the world, on a dirt road in Fallujah, Iraq.
October 15, 2006, I was with 124 Marines in Fallujah, and we were doing mounted patrol. It's a dirt road. I was a turret gunner. Something caught my eye just in this like little shack. At that moment, as I swung around, the sound was so loud that you couldn't hear it, you felt it. I just remember it just going right through my body. And next thing I knew, I was in the air. I don't know how long I was in the air. I believe I flew at least 25 yards through the air. I couldn't walk. I knew my leg was messed up. I didn't know how bad because the adrenaline that rushes through you, you don't really feel this sense of pain. Next thing I remember is trying to help Josh Hines and then seeing my buddy Kovich and Fromm and Friel and Caldwell coming up to pull me away. And I just remember fighting the whole way, just saying, don't get me, get Hines. You know, Hines was being crushed, he couldn't breathe. In my mind, he was still alive until after I woke up from surgery when I found out he had not made it.
It's just you always feel like nothing bad can happen to you. You know it can, and it's in the back of your mind, but you think, no, not Tim, he'll be fine.
Besides his leg, Tim's back was fractured in 3 places. It took 2 years of surgery and rehabilitation before he finally made the decision to amputate his leg below the knee.
So I went through many dark nights of just wondering what it was that I was gonna have that passion and that fire about again. Just thinking that I'm not gonna be able to run again, thinking I'm not gonna be able to be in the military anymore or reach any more of my athletic goals. That was really hard for me.
We've been through more in our relationship than anyone I know, than anyone will go through in their whole entire life.
He was transferred to Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington, D.C. There were numerous setbacks. In all, Tim underwent 48 surgeries.
The first time I met Tim, I was walking the hospital in an effort to try to recruit some soldiers, some troops, for our SMGA golf clinic.
And he just came in and he kind of got this huge, overwhelming reaction from what he saw.
I was in tears the first time I went to Walter Reed because I felt so inadequate walking around there as a golf pro.
I wanted to do an aggressive sport, and golf was too sissy for me.
As a young man who was really unsure what he wanted to do and uncommitted and pretty angry.
I went to one of his clinics, and I think, you know, sometimes he might regret that, because once he got me out there, I never left. I would be out there until they closed the gates. I would hit up to 1,000 balls a day.
He went from being unhappy and almost, you know, depressed to being a lot like I knew him before. Outgoing and active, and golf has done amazing things for him.
That's when I really started to heal. That's when I started realizing, getting my self-confidence back, that I could do anything I wanted to do. The peace and satisfaction that came along with that were more healing than any surgery or anything any treatment that I'd ever gotten. That's what golf coaches end up being as a mentor. I know you were for me.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you took this up, because I think you're really enjoying it.
I'm just happy you were persistent.
In 2 years of serious golf, I call serious practice, he went from shooting, you know, 95 to 100 to in the mid-70s. That's just unheard of. You don't see that very often.
Rain, snow, or shine, I'm here every day.
Strip away everything else, and you'll discover the success of every golfer is ultimately rooted in hard work.
He's here all the time. Well, look at today. It's horrible. He'll be pounding balls for hours.
It can be down to 0 sometimes, and you know, he's a diehard.
I'm not a loser, and I'm not a quitter. Those are two things that I will never be. So to take that challenge and that opportunity to show everybody else who I am and what my medal is, that purpose replaced my purpose.
The challenge for an amputee is constant. The physical toll is immense.
Blisters are an amputee's worst enemy. Just a simple little bit extra the day before could mean the next day that you're not going to be able to be on your leg.
You know, when he has bad days, when he's in pain, and you feel helpless sometimes. I can be sympathetic all I want, but at the end of the day, I can't fix it.
Still, Tim Lang is the lucky one. He's been blessed with a second chance.
I think of Sergeant Babb. I think of Josh Hines, the guys that did not make it that day. That was such the driving force that even in my darkest times, that I was gonna live life for them. I was gonna live it to the fullest. But that resolve that I was never gonna give up and I was gonna only do them proud has stood with me. You can look back at this moment and decide that today is the day that you really decided you're gonna give it your best effort. It's always about that next swing. It's not about 3 holes from now. It's what can I do today to get to where I want to be.
4 years ago, laying in a hospital, Tim Lang couldn't imagine where the game of golf would take him. He's played with presidents, and he's seen the world. He now shares his experiences with others as a motivational speaker.
When I came out here to SMGI clinics, I started feeling like I had a purpose again. It started making me feel like I could really accomplish the things I wanted to. I love being able to go up and just speak a small story and see how it affects other people. It speaks to the volume of the game, and it speaks to the importance of just never giving up and never quitting.
Come on over, we'll
Have you ever golfed before?
Yeah, I suck at it. That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here.
He's got an inner strength to him, and I hope golf, and I believe golf has helped him do that.
It's amazing what good has actually come from a horrible thing.
It's incredible, and I'm greatly, greatly thankful that I was given the opportunity and that, you know, somebody cared that much to come out there and kind of force me into it and pull me out of my darkness. It's amazing and something that I will always cherish.